Hey everyone, it's Lily. Okay, so my friend Ryan and I have been experimenting with different styles lately, and the past couple of pictures that we have posted, we've had a lot of compliments on them, and thank you so much for that. And so we kind of just want to show everybody what we've been doing. This is our first video, so if the camera's a little off, I apologize. The paints that we are using tonight are the Artist Loft Flow Acrylics. Full disclosure, we've had some cracking issues with this brand of paint before, so we are trying them with a new pouring medium, which is just the Liquitex pouring medium. We were using them with Floetrol, and we were having cracking issues as they would dry. So we are mixing them with Liquitex tonight. It's more of a professional medium. So we're going to try that instead of Floetrol. So the paintings that we've been doing, we've been calling mix and pour. And I think that's been confusing for a lot of people. So these are our paints. I know it's kind of hard to see consistency. They are on the thicker side. I have noticed that as long as they don't crack, when you have paint on the thicker side, it doesn't blend as much. It doesn't get as muddy. And it still actually flows relatively well. So what we've been doing for a mix and pour is we fill the cups honestly, about 50% with white. So once the cups have 50% white in each cup, we kind of just figure out the colors that we want to do. So I have some pre-mixed colors over here. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them. Well, I guess I could. I guess let's do it. Let's see what happens. So I'll start like with blue, and I'll just do a thin layer over the white. And then sometimes in between layers, just to keep the colors a little bit separated, I'll often do, we call them squigglies, but we'll just do like a squiggly of white, where we pretty much just do a very thin, not even a whole layer. And then we pick another color. And you don't want the colors to be super thick. I don't know if you can see how I'm doing it. I'm pretty much just lifting up the stick, almost pretending like the stick is a spoon, and whatever is on that stick is what I'll put in there. So, let's say for instance, this yellow, I'll go like this, and then that's how much I'll do for one layer. So it's just something where it barely covers the top. And it's funny because it seems like we're doing a lot of white, but believe me, once the paint is on the canvas, it's funny because there's almost no white. And each one of these cups is going to be like 60% white. But I've noticed that the white just kind of, it brightens everything up. Okay, let's see. And if anybody else uses this particular brand of paint with Liquitex pouring medium, I'd love to hear about the results that you are having with it. I really like the way that it flows, especially if you're looking for cells. This paint is great for cell formation. There's other brands of paint that we've been using, like Master's Touch, Fine Touch, Creative Inspirations, and those are all very good paints, but they don't really sell up very well. So I really like the Flow acrylic, plus it's affordable from Artist Loft. But again, we've been having that cracking issue, so... okay, so I'm just going to do a couple more colors really quick on the top now. Okay, so once the cups are filled, this is where it gets not tricky, but this is where the technique comes in. So all the cups are filled, and we're not going to do a flip cup or anything like that. What we're going to do is we take one stick for each cup. And we take it and we literally just slide the stick in there all the way to the bottom, and we pull it up from the bottom, and then we do it again. And we only do it twice because you don't want to mix it too much, because then it becomes muddy. So that's it. So just 2 stirs. Okay. And so now, at this point, a lot of people, well, and I guess you can do a flip cup, but again, the colors start to mix too much. So what we do is we just simply pour it out. Go nice and slow near the end. So that's it. So you can see all the really cool colors. And it's very gradient. Like, it's very smooth, and that's why I like this style. And as you can see, the colors are ever so slightly separated still. So it's not super muddy. It doesn't make like that mud brown color. And then you kind of just do what you would with any other pour, and you move it around a little bit. And it's got a, like I said, it's like a very marbling effect. Now, if you'd like to take it one step further, let me wash my hands real quick. I will be right back. So now if you want to take it one step further and you like cells, which I do, I like all the multicoloredness. So one thing I forgot to mention is we have no silicone in this paint at all. We have no silicone, we have no water. This is simply just the acrylic paint, which is the Artist Loft Flow Acrylic, and the Liquitex pouring medium. And what we do is we add silicone after it's already poured. So now that it's poured and the paint is on the table, now my preference for silicone, they're ones meant for the body. So there's Astroglide. This is a personal body lubricant. It can be found obviously in the personal section at Walmart. That's where we got this one. And it's pretty much just silicone. I believe its only ingredient is I believe it's like the dimethicone or whatever. But I'm not going to do it over the painting, but you just put a little bit on your fingers. And then from a pretty far distance, I would say at least 2.5, 3 feet, you want to just very gently flick the silicone from your fingers onto the painting. And be very gentle with it, almost like you're pretending, like just barely let it go. And you can see it starting to swell up right now. And give it time, because especially with the Liquitex pouring medium, the cells go crazy. Like they'll start tiny and then they'll get huge. So do a couple spritz of cells and then just leave it alone for a minute and see how big they get, because they get massive if you just leave it alone. So sweet. So you can probably see them right now. They're starting to get a heck of a lot bigger. And we usually just leave it alone for a little while and let them grow. And the cool thing about this method of doing the cells is you can do as little or as much as you want. If you just want like a little sprinkle, you could literally just put the silicone on one finger and it'll make just like one little line of cells down the center, or 2 fingers or 4 fingers, and just do it gently if you want the whole thing celled or just half of it celled, or if you want to put something over and cover it and just cell down the middle. But you have a little bit more control over the cells with this method than you would if the silicone is actually in the paint with it. So wow, they are big and multicolored, just like I like them. That one's it's a big old grapefruit right there. Got some pink ones right here. Ooh, and right here. And I'm sure, as all of you guys know, that the cells are such a fun part of it, because there's so much color under the initial color. Like it was blue and green right here, and under that is all of this yellow and orange, and same over here was all red. And then we did the silicone, and now you're getting all of these yellow and orange colors, and we've got all the white ones down here, and these are just all sorts of colored over here. So you just get lots of colors that's under the initial, what you see. Because even what you see in the beginning, it's beautiful, and you can leave it just like that. As you guys know, we've done tons of paintings recently where we don't do cells at all. We leave it just like this, and it's nice, and it's wispy, and it's wonderful. But the cells do add a super fun just level of they're like colorful bubbles. They're huge. They grow, they keep growing and growing. And that was from one little sprinkle of silicone. So less is better in the beginning for sure with silicone. Wow. That's fun. So this is about it. This is the end of my video. I'll lift it up. Let me get, is this? Yeah, here, just put that right here. I'll lift it up real quick so that you guys can see it a little bit closer. and then I'm gonna move it off to dry. And it's funny because these cells, as large as they've already gotten, they'll get much bigger. They keep growing. So like I said, be careful with your cells, especially with this type of paint. Okay. Any questions? You guys can feel free to message me at any time. I've only been painting for about a year, so we love trying to help other people out. We used to watch a lot of videos when we first started, and it's made a world of difference. So let me know what you guys use to get cells. Let me know your different tips and tricks if anyone's tried this before. And see you guys in the next video.